Test 1, 2. Good luck, guys. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Kingpin Entertainment Center for our live coverage of high school boys bowling tonight. The Decorah Viking boys are taking on the Waverly-Shell Rock Go Hawks. Hi, everybody. I'm Randy Iverson. Glad to be bringing you high school bowling this afternoon. The Decorah Viking boys currently 9-0 on the season. And the girls, they have finished their regular season. They are also 9-0 and will start tournament play on Monday as districts start here in Decorah. The Decorah Viking boys are led by seniors Tyler Novak, Kane Monreal-Rice, Jace Budenberg, Alex Mackey, Chase Vick, and then it will be Dan Staben, as that is the starting groups of seniors for the boys, and we will start with our starting lineups. It will be for the varsity boys tonight, Jace Budenberg, Kane Monreal-Rice, Gavin Lusum, Chase Vick, Alex Mackey, and Tyler Novak. Just one junior in the bunch, Gavin Novak, and that one. So there is the starting lineup for Waverly-Shell Rock. Blake Armstrong, Spencer Bond, William Hugo, Carter Egan, Peyton Moling, and Camden Hunmiller are the starters for Waverly-Shell Rock. So we will get started here. They are starting their bowling here as their practice balls. I had the opportunity earlier today to talk to Coach Bruning about tonight's matches, and this is what he had to say. Well, obviously that is not working right this second, so we will try get that going, and I'll play that as soon as I can get that going, and then we will have that interview for you if possible. So we will try to see a little technical difficulty there and get that going. But right now we do not have that. But let's.
Yeah, the boys have been bowling incredibly. The girls as well. You've established quite a program here. You and Michael have done such a great job. But these kids keep bowling for you and doing a great job.
Appreciate the kind words, Randy, and we're blessed with pretty darn good bowlers in Decorah, and then we're blessed with a fantastic facility. So the fantastic facility always helps from the Novaks, but the kids have put the work in. So.
Well, I tell you what, you've got your boys here tonight, and boy, they have been so, to me, the word is steady. They've just bowled steady. Your teams, both on the girls and the boys' side, have just been consistent. And to me in bowling, and I don't know that much about it, but you don't have those really low scores. You just are consistent, aren't you?
Yeah, that's a really good observation, Randy, and I would say it's very true. We've been steady all year. We had one down match with the girls. I think it was Wakan. We bowled 2,400 or something. But the boys have been that 29 to 32, 3,300 all year. So that's a good observation. It's absolutely true.
Well, I'll tell you what, it just is so much fun to call bowling. I didn't know when I first started this what it'd be like, but it is just so much fun. I like covering bowling as much as anything, Coach, because there's action everywhere all the time. And you guys, you as coaches, you're traveling about 6 to 8 lanes all the time, encouraging and giving kids information that they need.
Yeah, it's that's a good point, Randy. That's what we do. We get our 2,000 steps in a day walking up and down the lanes. So, yeah, it's kind of fun.
Well, and you said the boys, this is their last duel maybe, but you've got a triangular yet with the boys next Friday?
Yeah, we travel to actually twice next week. We go to Cadillac Lanes. Wednesday is the Conference Boys Baker Tournament, and that'll be a shootout between a few teams, us being amongst them. But then Friday we have West Delaware and West Columbus of Waterloo. I got West Waterloo in my brain, but Columbus. And that'll actually be for the conference championship, the regular season. Because tonight, Charles City bowls Columbus, so something's going to give there. They both have a loss. We're undefeated. If we win tonight, we'll be 10-0, and they're all going to. They'll one of them will have 2 losses. So we beat Charles City earlier in the year. I'm looking forward to it. On paper, they're better than us, but we'll see. We've bowled them in tournaments. We've been right with them. West Delaware, is one of the premier programs in Iowa. Columbus has always been their boys program, and girls have always been premier programs in Northeast Iowa for sure. So we're looking forward to the match. I remember when Adam Riley booked them, and I'm nervous about it, but sports is to play the best people, and that's who we're gonna compete against.
And it seems like your bowlers on both sides, girls and boys, it brings out the best. I know we covered that Charles City match here in Decorah, and they had like a 3,000, and you guys were just, 3,200, something like that. It was just incredible bowling, and and that's the thing is, that ball. I always think you can hit the best shot on the pocket, and you leave a pin or you get a split, and you never know how that's going to go, do you, Coach?
No, and bowling is a funny sport, Randy. We say it's a team sport. It is, because we add up the scores, but it's really individual. When you stand on that lane and you got to throw that ball 60 feet, there's 100, 200 people right behind you. Very similar to a baseball game, but there's 8 other guys in the field. On football, you have 10 other guys, and in basketball, you got 4 teammates. So if you make a slight mistake, it's really no big deal. In bowling, everybody sees what you did. If you missed your mark, if you pull the ball, if you throw it in the gutter. So in that respect, I've always thought bowling is tough. I think it's one of the toughest sports to make state in. But I'm sure there's other coaches that would argue that, but I think it is.
Well, I do too. I mean, you're going up against all these other teams, and like you said, some of it sometimes is luck too, getting a strike that you shouldn't, getting a spare that you shouldn't. But it all comes down to consistency, doesn't it, Coach?
Yes, we've got 3 or 4 kids, and I won't name them. It doesn't matter. They just will the pins down. When I, I'll whisper to them, "Hey, we need you right now. Not the next shot, right now," because you can see the momentum shifting in a match. And by golly, the last few years, we've had kids that step up and say, "I'll do it, Coach." So.
Well, I'll tell you, too, bowling with the girls format moved up a couple weeks now. This gets to be quite a long season for these kids, and so they're bowling for several months. You've got November, December, January, February. Now, that's a long time to keep plugging away at a sport.
It has been, Randy, and believe me, the last few practices have been a challenge. We try to make them a little funner and do some little stuff as much as you can in bowling.
All right, there is Coach Bruning, and we'll continue that interview later. We are ready to start here. Here is Tyler Novak, gets a 9, leaves that 7 pin, but boy, he almost had the 10 pin on the other side. Alex Mackey gets a 7 count, and Waverly-Shell gets a strike on their first ball. Varsity action here. Tyler Novak trying to pick up his spare down, and we talk about spares. Oh, and he just can't keep that ball on the edge there. And so now this will be Alex Mackey trying to get his spare. He got a 7 count. He left the 3-6-10 on the right-hand side. I call it that little picket fence. He's got his spare. Now it'll be Gavin Lusum set to go for the Vikings, and also Jace Buddenberg. A boys-only contest here tonight with Waverly-Shell. So Jace Buddenberg, Gavin Lusum set to go here as well. We're going to try to get some interviews as well with the Decorah girls bowling team. We'll get some of them over here as well. There's a strike for Gavin Lusum to start it out on his first frame, and there's a 9 count for Jace Buddenberg. Man, he had a messenger go all the way across, but he just left himself that 5 pin. So that is what he's got left there. Now it's on the JV side, but Colton Ellsberg gets a strike for the Vikings. Here's Chase Vick now for the varsity boys, and he's got an 8 count. He's got a sleeper. He left the 2-8 pin there, so he will have that. That sleeper, boy, you got to hit it just right, as Kane Monreal Rice is set to go for the Vikings here on lane 15. So Chase Vick is on lane 13, and on lane 15 is Kane Monreal Rice ready for his first ball. The big right-hander, ooh, he left at 10 pin, and there was a messenger again. It just did not come up and get that 10 pin. So he's got 1 to go. Here is Chase Vick set to go for the Vikings, and he's got his spare. Nice ball there, getting that sleeper. Tyler Novak set to go for the Vikings, now on lane 14. As we have Kane Monreal Rice got his spare for the Vikings. Now Tyler Novak set to go with his first ball, and there's a nice strike. Tyler Novak mows him down for the Vikings. Dak Saban bowling for the Vikings here on lane 12, set to go, the senior right-hander. And he's got a strike for the Vikings. Alex Mackey set to go again now on 16 for the Vikings. And Gavin Luzum, he's working on a strike in this first frame. We're in the second frame of this. It's called individual bowling. Each player bowls a full game, and then we'll add up the total pins. There's a strike again for Gavin Luzum. He's got 2 in a row. He's got a double for the Vikings. And now Chase Vick, he will be bowling as well. So Chase got a spare in his first frame. So each of these 6 bowlers bowls a complete game, and they'll do 2 of those complete games. They'll add up the totals and throw out the lowest scorer, and they will keep 5 of those 6, and that each team, then that will be their team totals going into the Baker matches. So Chase Vick has a spare to get. Alex Mackey picked up his spare. And now it'll be Jace Buddenberg over on lane 16. So the boys bowling on 9 through 16 here. Thanks again to Olaf Johnson helping me back at the studios. We are on YouTube channel now, on the LA Communications YouTube channel. Here is a strike there for Jace Buddenberg. Boy, he mowed him down there, as Kane Monreal Rice will get set to go here for the Vikings. Waverly-Shell Rock in their black uniforms trimmed in gold. The Vikings in their red, white, and blue bowling shirts. And now for the Vikings, Kane Monreal Rice set to go on lane 16 for the Vikings. Colton Ellsburn set to go on lane 11 as well. So Kane Monreal Rice, another one of those seniors for the Decorah Vikings, set to bowl here. And here's his shot. He leaves a 6-pin. Got everything but the 6-pin to go. And Colton Ellsburn, he's got a strike for the Vikings as well. So Kane Monreal Rice, Tyler Novak is set to bowl. Kane trying to pick up his spare, as Anders Wickland is set to bowl for the Vikings on lane 11. There's a nice spare by Kane Monreal Rice. Here's Wickland's ball, and he's got a 7 count. The old picket fence, I call it, on the left hand side. This time he left the 1, 2, and 4 pins. And now for the Vikings, this will be Gavin Luzum bowling on lane 13. He's working 2 strikes in a row, trying to make it a triple. Hey, there's Colton with a strike for the Vikings. Colton Ellsburn gets one. Here's Gavin Luzum working for the varsity, and 3 in a row, and he does have it. He's got 3 in a row. He's got the turkey, a triple, whatever you'd like to call it. He's got it there. And now this will be Chase Vick and Alex Mackey ready to go with their first throw. They are in the 4th frame, the end of the 3rd. Then we'll start the 4th frame. First, it's Alex Mackey, and he's got a strike for the Vikings. Here is Chase Vick. He's got a strike as well. Anders Wickland set to bowl here for the Vikings, as well as Dak Saban. And Dak's had a 7 count, and he will try to pick that up. Jace Buddenberg is set to go for the Vikings. There's a 9 count for Anders Wickland. Here is Jace Buddenberg bowling on 15, and he's got a strike for the Vikings. So the Vikings, a lot of seniors there bowling here tonight. They have, I think this is their last home regular season matchup. And there is now Kane Monreal Rice bowling again now, but he is on lane 15. He's got working on a spare. Jace Buddenberg's got a spare and 2 strikes. And here is Kane Monreal Rice. Come over and get that pin. Oh, that messenger just left the 10 pin, went right behind it, rolled off the lane. And boy, he hit him a ton, but couldn't get him to go there. So now for the Vikings, Kane's going to try work on his spare as Dak Saban tries to pick up his This will be his first throw on lane 11. So Kane has got his spare. That's the way. So the Vikings doing a nice job. Tyler Novak working on 2 strikes in a row. Gavin Luzum has 3 in a row. And Chase Vick working on a strike as well. So here is Dak Saban. And he's got a strike. Nice ball there by Dak. Great job there. Boy, I had pancakes at the family table just yesterday morning. Boy, it was a great meal. And so we are getting ready. Here's Tyler Novak set to go here for the Vikings. Trying to pick up his spare. He left himself the 6 pin. We'll try to get that, and he does. Nice job there by Tyler Novak. So he's got 2 strikes and a spare. Gavin Luzum steps up to the lanes now. He is working on 3 strikes in a row, trying to make it 4. So Gavin Luzum set here, and then on lane 16 will be Alex Mackey. So Alex Mackey ready to go, so is Gavin Luzum. Gavin trying to keep that streak alive here. Colton Ellsburn bowling on 11. We'll keep track of him as well. So let's see, it's going to be Alex Mackey. No, it's Luzum going to go first. Luzum, he's got 4 in a row. He's got the ham bone. Alex Mackey has another strike. So he's got 2 in a row as well. There's Colton Ellsburn gets a strike as well. So Colton Ellsburn doing the job. Here is Tyler Novak. He's got a strike. That messenger came across and hit the 7 pin in the back left-hand corner for a strike. Now here is Chase Vick, and he's left himself a little bit of work there. He's got 6 of them down. He's got 4 left, but he's got a little bit of a mess. He left the 1 pin, then the 2 and the 8, and the 8 is right behind the 2, and then he has the, right beside it, he left the 4 pin, so we'll see what he can do there. So has a little bit of work. Kane Monreal Rice ready on his first throw. Kane working in the 4th frame on lane 16. Chase Vick, oh, he got 2 of the 4. And now here is Kane Monreal Rice set to go. He's got a strike for the Vikings. Boy, he's got some good pin action there. And now this will be Gavin Luzum working on 5. He got the ham bone, and he is trying for 5 in a row. Yes, he's got it. He got the ham bone, and now he has got 5 in a row. He's got the Yahtzee or the 5-bagger. Ooh, and then Colton Ellsburn got himself a little bit of a split to pick up there. We'll see what he can do. Dak Saban picks up a nice spare there as Chase Vick is ready to go for the Vikings. Already into the 5th frame of this first individual. I mean, there's a strike for Chase Vick as well. So Chase picks up a strike for the Vikings. Boy, Gavin Luzum throwing the ball right now. He's got 5 strikes in a row. The Yahtzee, the 5-bagger, and we'll see what he can do with that as Colton Ellsburn trying to pick up a spare for the Vikings on a tough split there. He's got a shot at it. Nice try by Colton Ellsburn. Didn't get it, but boy, nice effort there. Alex Mackey set to go on 15 for the Vikings, as well as Anders Wickland ready to go here for the JV, and that is on lane 12. So Anders set to go. Alex Mackey, he got himself a nasty split over there on lane 15. He left the 4-7 on the left-hand side, and then that dreaded 10 pin on the right side. So that one, let's see what he can do with that, boy. As Dak Saban gets ready to bowl also on lane 11. So Alex Mackey set to go, and then, boy, I tell you, we're waiting to see what Gavin Luzum can do here as well. Alex Mackey trying to see what he can do with that awful split. And he gets 2 of the 3, so he did what he could there. And now it'll be Jace Budenberg set to go for the Vikings. He is bowling on lane 15. We're already into this 5th frame. We'll take a commercial break after we have a couple more Decorah bowlers. We want to see what Tyler Novak and then Gavin Luzum can do here in the 6th frame. So the Vikings set to go. Here is Tyler Novak on lane 14 set to go for the Vikings. Jace Budenberg got a 9 count as that to pick up 1 pin for his spare. Here's Tyler Novak set to go. The senior left-hander set and ready. Here's the ball going down there. He's got another strike. Nice, beautiful hit there. That's 2 in a row for Tyler Novak. So he's got a double, or sometimes it's called a Barney Rubble. Don't know the origin, well, where that came from for sure, but the Barney Rubble. Now here is Jace Budenberg for his spare. He's got it. And now Gavin Luzum stepping up. He's got 5 strikes in a row. He steps up on lane 14 and is set to go. Gavin Luzum. See if he can make it 6 in a row. And for the Vikings, it's also Jace Budenberg on lane 16. There's Kane Monreal Rice with a strike first. Now here's Gavin Luzum set to bowl. He is set. Here comes the ball. He's got a messenger, but he can't get it to go. He gets an 8 count there. He'll have that for a spare. Anders Wickland's got 2 out of a tough spare to get. We're going to take this quick break, and we'll take a message from these great bowling sponsors.
Decorah Sports, brought to you in part by Kingpin Entertainment Center, Voltmer Electric, Dental Associates of Decorah, Farmier Insurance Agent Mike Rakitich, Pennington Repair and Sales, JB Holland Construction, Raymond James DeCouvalier and Brent Van Sloten, Elliott Jewelers, Epic Wear, Oneota Financial, Olson Explosives, Countywide Plumbing and Heating, Decorah Bank and Trust, and Hubden Oil. Decorah Sports brought to you in part by Jason Knox and Associates, Casper Plumbing and Heating, Truck Country, Plain One Financial, Wicks Construction, Car Auto Group, Perry Novak Electric and Solar, The Whippy Dip, Riser Financial, Viking State Bank and Trust, Finhall Construction and Triad Kitchens, Benefits Inc., Bruning Rock Products, and Wise GMC. Decorah Sports, brought to you in part by Dutrack Community Credit Union Decorah, Don Anderson Insurance, Vicks Plumbing and Heating, and the Nordic Heart Showroom, Fairway Decorah, Letterworks, Oneota Physical Therapy, Viking Safe Store, Bonesteiner Implements, Jim's Appliance, JW Kitchens, Fireman's Inn, Hy-Vee of Decorah, Rockfather Appliance and TV, A&J Petersburg Agency and Real Estate, and Kurt Brothers Banks.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are live here at Kingpin Entertainment Center, headed into the 7th frame now here in this first of individual contests here, the Decorah Viking boys and the Waverly-Shell Rock Go Hawks here. Just the boys tonight. Typically, we do a girl-boy matchup, but with the new schedule this year, the state had girls bowling starting earlier than the boys, and so they started their matches a little earlier, and they are done with their regular season. And so this is just the boys here tonight. Glad to be with you here. Here's Tyler Novak for the Viking boys trying to get his spare, and he's got it in the 7th frame. So Tyler has 107 in the 5th frame with the strike in the 6th, spare in the 7th. Gavin Luzum up to go now for the Vikings. He had 5 strikes in a row and then got an 8 count and just had a little trouble. Couldn't pick up that spare. So he's starting all over again here. But, boy, what a great start. Here is Dak Saban, and he has a 9 count for the Vikings. And then also on lane 15, Alex Mackey is set to go. Here is Gavin Luzum, and he's got another strike. Just starting right off. Boy, that's a pretty ball he throws there as Saban tries to pick up his spare, and he's got it. Nice job there. Alex Mackey set to go on 15, and he's got 7. So he has got a 7 count there. He's got that. He's got on the left side the 6, 9, 10 left to go. And there is, oh, come on down, boy. That was Chase Vick, and I thought he had a strike. That 10-pin wiggled and wobbled, but it would not go down. And Alex Mackey trying to pick up his spare at the Vikings. He is in the 7th frame as well, and he's got it. Nice ball there. Tell you, we always talk about the strikes and how fun they are, but trying to get the fill, as many as you can, picking up those spares is so critical for high scores for these teams. Here is Chase Vick trying to pick up his spare, and he's got it. Nice throw there. The right-hander picks up that 10-pin, which is always a little bit harder. Here is Jace Budenberg for the Vikings, and he's got a strike. So Jace Budenberg having himself a nice ball game as well. So let's see. Jace has a 126 in the 6th frame with a strike in the 7th. And so we'll try to get all of those scores for you. Here is Kane Monreal Rice set to go for the Vikings. And also it will be Van Steiny over on 9. Kane Monreal Rice set to go here on 15. Colton Ellsburn ready to go here on 11. So Van Steiny, he's got a strike for the Vikings. Here is Kane Monreal Rice. He's got a strike. Nice job there. Now Colton Ellsburn, his turn to get a strike for the Vikings. Let's see what he can do as Alex Mackey is ready on 16 for the Vikings as well. And it will be Mackey and Ellsburn almost simultaneously. Ellsburn has a strike. Mackey has a strike. Nice job there. Colton Ellsburn having a nice game. He's got a strike in the 10th. Many of them are in the 9th frame, that foundation frame, but Colton is in the 10th. He's got 187 in the 9th and then a strike in the 10th. So he's got a 197 right now. Jace Budenberg, yes, on 16 right now for the Vikings. Then it'll be Tyler Novak ready to go as well. And there's a strike for Jace Budenberg. Here's Tyler Novak. There's a strike again for Colton Ellsburn. A strike for Tyler Novak, and the Vikes are on fire here right now. So Tyler Novak picks up another strike for the Vikes. Gavin Lusum set to go. He's working on one, trying to extend that streak. Colton Ellsburn trying to strike out in the 10th for the Vikings. He's got a 207 right now. Could get a 217 with another strike. Boy, a great game for Colton. Kane Monreal Rice is ready to go on 16. There is Lusum with another strike, so he's back 2 in a row now. And Colton gets a 7 count, so he'll have a 213 to finish. A 213. Nice game for Colton Ellsburn, as Chase Vick will be ready to go for the Vikings, as well as Anders Wickland. So Anders Wickland and Chase Vick are the next 2 Vikings set to go. Here is the ball. Anders first, and he's got, a 7 count. And Chase has a 9, but Anders has a sleeper back there. He's got the 2-8 and then the 7-pin to get. Chase, he's just got the 8-pin to go to get his spare. So we'll see what happens here. Anders will go and can't get those. That sleeper, that's a tough one. Chase Vick will be ready to go for the Vikings as well. So we're getting towards the end of this first individual games by these bowlers. And then Chase Vick, that one just slid past, couldn't get that one. Now Tyler Novak will be set to go for the Vikings. Tyler working on a strike in the 8th. This is his foundation frame, the 9th frame, called the foundation frame. Builds towards the 10th, where, boy, if you can get a fill here and you get 3 throws possibly in the 10th, boy, that can really add to your score. Here is Dak Saban set to go. He's got a 9 count. Tyler Novak getting ready. So is Alex Mackey getting set to go on lane 15. It'll be Tyler first, and that's a strike for him. Alex Mackey, he's got a strike. That messenger all the way across, hit the 10-pin down. Dak Saban's got a spare as well. Here comes Gavin Lusum. 1 open frame in the 6th. The rest strikes. So he's got 7 strikes in this first game. Here is the ball. He's got another one. He's got 3 in a row. He's got a turkey right now, a triple, whatever you want to call it. He's got it. There's Jace Budenberg with a 9 count for the Vikings. Dak Saban set to go as well on lane 12. And just got it a hair high on the head pin, and he left himself a little bit of a split there. Jace Budenberg picks up his spare. Here is Chase Vick, he's got a strike for the Vikings. Nice throw there by Chase Vick as we head as the Vikings. Tyler Novak, Gavin Lusum, and Chase Vick all struck out for the Vikings in that ninth, that foundation frame. So great job there. Now here is Kane Monreal-Rice bowling in the ninth frame, and he's got a strike. Let's look at Kane. I didn't look over there. My goodness, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6 strikes in a row. Holy cow, 6 strikes. The wild turkey there, the 6-bagger, Kane Monreal-Rice. Got an open frame in the first, then 2 spares, and now 6 strikes in a row. So great job there. And now the Vikings heading towards that 10th frame. Everybody's set. Some of the JV are done there. The high game, it looks like, for the Vikings was a 213 by Colton Ellsburn. Van Steiny had a 192, so good games there. And then for the varsity, here is Alex Mackey bowling, and he leaves 1 there in the 10th. He'll have got a strike in the first ball, and now a 9 count, so he'll get to add, we hope, 20 there. He could end up trying to see his score there. And he is set to go. So Alex Mackey bowling to try finish up in the 10th frame. Tyler Novak set to go here. He's working on 2 strikes in a row in the 8th and the 9th. Coming to the 10th frame, Alex Mackey will bowl as well, and he can't get that spare. Here's Tyler. He's got a strike. He's got 3 in a row. He's got a 177 in the 8th with 2 strikes in a row. So, boy, you just keep them going. And Alex Mackey finished with, I think that's a 212, so a great score there. Alex Mackey, a 212 for the Vikings as Jace Budenberg is set to go. Here's his throw down, and he's got an 8 count. Here's Tyler Novak working on 3 in a row. Make it 4. He's got the ham bone now. So Tyler Novak with the ham bone has that one now. So Tyler Novak set to go. Boy, he has got, let's see, a 207 now in the 10th. He could finish with a 237 with this throw if he could get a strike here, and that would put him with 5 strikes in a row. Let's see if he can get the old Yahtzee. How about that? So here is his throw down. Come on, Tyler. And he's got it. Finishes with a 237. Great, great game for him. A 237. And so the Vikings, 2 scores that are in, a 212, a 237. And Chase Vick, let's see, what is that? Is that a 213 over there, I think? Yes, wow. The Viking boys are really putting on a show here in this first game. As Gavin Lusum, he's working. He's got 3 in a row again, trying for the ham bone in the 10th. Now come across. Oh, he couldn't get that messenger to get the 10 pin. He's got a 9 count there, but he is well over 200 as well. There is Kane Monreal-Rice, and he has another strike. He has 7 in a row, if I can see that far. Thank you very much, Lou. I appreciate it. 7 in a row. A 7-bagger for Kane Monreal-Rice. Wow. And now here is Gavin Lusum. He is bowling, trying to pick up his spare. Oh, and it just slid by. Couldn't get it done. Oh, tough game. But, boy, a 233 for him. And now Chase Vick will try wrap it up for the boys there. Here's Kane Monreal-Rice trying to make it 8 in a row. He's got a 7 count there, but what a great run for Kane Monreal-Rice. He's got a 225 maybe right now in the 9th. Boy, I'm glad that Lou has good eyes because that's just a little hard for me to see, but he is going to try finish it up. Chase Vick ready to go as well. He got a strike in his first ball in the 10th, so he's working on 2 in a row. Here is Kane Monreal-Rice. and he gets 2 of those. Let's see what he ends up with there. A 244, my goodness. A 244, and Chase gets another strike in the 10th, so he's working with 3 in a row. Boy, that really helps. He struggled. He got some strikes, but he left had a couple bad breaks on a couple opens there. But boy, the Decorah Viking boys just really bowling here in this first of individual matchups. So Chase trying to finish it off with 4 in a row. He's going for the ham bone. Let's see what he can do here. Possibly and he's got it. That's the way. Chase Vick, 169. A great comeback for him after a couple tough shots. So let's take a look at this scoring for the Decorah Viking boys. A 213 by Chase Buddenberg, a 244 by Kane Monreal Rice, a 233 for Gavin Lusum, a 169 for Chase Vick, Alex Mackey a 212, and Tyler Novak a 237. Boy, that is pretty good, Coach. Wow. All right, we will take this quick break. We'll come right back with more bowling right after this.
Decorah Sports, brought to you by Mirage Plumbing and Heating, Total Tree Care, Westside Dental, Barney's Bar and Grill, Decorah Tire, Tri-State Doors, Hacker Nelson Company, Don Anderson Insurance, Deco Products, Kelly Real Estate and Building Systems, Toppling Goliath Brewing Company, Grizzly, Paul Hudson State Farm, Hubka Construction, Compi Solar Shop, Olsgaard Auto Sales, and Darrell Farley Construction. Decorah Sports, brought to you in part by Kingpin Entertainment Center, Voltmer Electric, Dental Associates of Decorah, Farmier Insurance Agent Mike Rakitich, Headington Repair and Sales, JB Holland Construction, Raymond James de Cuvalier and Brent Van Sloten, Elliott Jewelers, Epic Wear, Oneota Financial, Olson Explosives, Countywide Plumbing and Heating, Decorah Bank and Trust, and Hubden Oil.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are set to go for the second of these individual matches here as the Vikings. Wow, what bowling. Chase Vick's got a strike for the Vikings. Kane Monreal Rice left a pin on his, trying to get his spare, and he's got it there. Or that was Jace Buddenberg, excuse me. Hey, a couple bowling facts you may not have known. The maximum number of holes allowed in a bowling ball. How many is that? Maximum number. I don't know why you'd want this many, but the answer, it's 12. 12, how about that? If you get a golden turkey, how many strikes in a row? We were about there. A golden turkey. How many strikes is that in a row? That is 9. All right, just a couple bowling facts for you there. And we will keep going here. Here is Anders Wickland set to bowl here on lane 12. We are in the second of these individual matches, and as we said, the boys' scores phenomenal there. 5 of the 6 over 200. So that was really great. Now Kane Monreal Rice left himself a split. Boy, he had such a game. He had 7 strikes in a row, and now on his first ball, he leaves himself a split. It's the 4-10 split, so we'll see what he can do with that. Just about got it. Boy, what a great ball there. And here is Tyler Novak going for 2 in a row. He started out in the first frame with a strike. Let's see if he can make it 2 in a row. Ball looks good. Oh, he left the 10 pin. That 10 pin just would not go down there. Had a great hit, but couldn't get that to go. So we are in the second of these individual matches here. By the way, a bowling pin. Each pin, how tall is a bowling pin? How many inches tall is the bowling pin? Give you a little second to think about that. Here is Tyler Novak trying to pick up his spare. And Colton Ellsburn, he is ready to go on his first ball. Tyler Novak, he's got that. Nice throw there. And so The bowling pin is how tall? It's 15 inches tall. And what is the weight of a bowling pin? How much does a bowling pin weigh? How much does a bowling pin weigh? 3.5 pounds approximately each one. Here is Gavin Lusum set to go for the Vikings, and Anders Wickland as well. Here is Gavin Lusum. Oh, man, there's a bad split he got. He's got the 4-7 on the left-hand side, and then the 6 on the right-hand side. So he'll have that to pick up. Boy, that is a tough one there. So let's see what Gavin can do. Alex Mackey set to go. But boy, the Vikings so good in that first game. They're probably bound to have a few shots that don't go. Gavin Lusum gets 2 of those 3. Alex Mackey set to go for the Vikings, as well as Dak Saban. And Alex Mackey's got a strike. Dak has a strike as well. So Dak Saban knocks them all down for the Vikes. Here is Chase Vick, and then Tyler Novak set to go, as well as Jace Budenberg. So 3 Viking bowlers getting set to go. They're taking on the Waverly-Shell Rock Go Hawks here. We're on your LA Communications YouTube channel on our live stream here. Olaf Johnson, thank you very much for making sure we are on the airwaves there on the YouTube channel. There's a strike for Jace Budenberg. Now Tyler Novak set to go, and Kane Monreal Rice will be set to go as well. And there's a strike for Tyler Novak. Big strike there. He's got a strike, a spare, and a strike in the first 3 frames. Now Kane Monreal Rice bowling here on lane 15, and he's got a strike. He's back in the strike column. Colton Ellsburn set to go. Gavin Lusum set to go for the Vikes. Alex Mackey ready to go as well. Colton Ellsburn's got a strike. Here comes Gavin Lusum set to go. He's got a strike for the Vikings. Great way to come back after that tough split, And then Alex Mackey, he left the 10 pin. He'll have just that one to pick up, but it's a tough one. Anders Wickland set to bowl here for the Vikings as well. Here's his ball. And now Alex Mackey. And so Anders left, left 5 there. That's a strange one, but he left the 1-2-4 on the left side and the 6-10 on the right-hand side. So I would never have a chance at that, but he's going to give it a whirl, that's for sure. And now this will be Chase Vick set to go for the Vikings soon. And there is a, spare for Alex Mackey. And now Anders Wickland. Let's see what he can do with that one. And, boy, he gave it a good run. Couldn't get them all, but get a nice job there. Jace Budenberg ready to go on 16 for the Vikings, as Colton Ellsburn gets a 9 count on his first ball. They are in the 6th frame, and some of the other bowlers on the varsity side are only in the 3rd frame. Here is Jace Budenberg set to go now. His first ball in the 3rd frame, and he's got a strike for the Vikings. Man, they make it look so easy, and we all know it isn't, that's for sure. But, boy, doing a great job. Kane Monreal Rice set to go. He's working on a strike had a strike in the 2nd, working on another one here. And there's another for Dak Saban. He's got 5 in a row. He's got the Yahtzee now. So Dak Saban throwing him down here. Here's Kane Monreal Rice. Oh, and that 10 pin wouldn't go. He's a right-handed bowler. Hit it a ton, but just could not get that 10 pin to go. And so Dak Saban working on 5 strikes in a row. And now this will be Kane Monreal Rice trying to pick up that 10 pin. That's a tough one. He's got it. Nice job there. And Anders Wickland set to go for the Vikings on lane 11. So he's the only Viking bowler right now up there. And so he's got it. That's the way. He pulls the trigger and gets a strike. Now it'll be Tyler Novak working here. He's got a strike in the 3rd, working here in the 4th frame of these last of these individual games. And then, of course, we will have the Baker matches, and we'll talk about those later. So here's Tyler Novak. Got just a hair high on that head pin and still left 2. So he left the 4-7. He'll have that to pick up for his spare. And Alex Mackey got a strike. He's kind of like, I don't know how I got them all to go, but they all went. Dak Saban ready to go now, working, trying to get his 6th in a row. Let's see what Dak can do. He does. How about that? Dak Saban has the wild turkey, the 6-banger. There's Tyler Novak getting his spare. Nice job there. As this is Jace Buddenberg has a strike. So the Vikings, boy, that first games, I can't believe they did that. 213, 244, 233, 212, and a 237, and a 169. Just great bowling by the Vikings. So Cade Monreal-Rice set to go here as Luzum picks up a 9 count there. Working on a strike. Here is Colton Ellsburn, and he's got a 9 count. Left the 7 pin. Boy, hit him just really well, but couldn't get it to go. Here is Alex Mackey bowling on 16, and he's got a strike for the Vikings. So Alex Mackey's got 2 in a row. He's in the 5th frame for the Vikings. And there is a nice spare by Gavin Luzum. So Luzum picks up the spare. Here is Colton Ellsburn. Oh, we couldn't get that spare to go this time. Chase Vick set for the Vikings here on lane 13, and Jace Buddenberg on 16 for the Vikings. And then Tyler Novak will be set to go. Anders Wickland as well. So a host of Vikings ready to bowl here. Here is Jace Buddenberg, and he's got a strike again for the Vikings. Tyler Novak, a strike. And Ellsburn, Colton Ellsburn with a strike. So 3, boom, boom, boom. Chase Vick trying to pick up his spare, and he's got it. Nice job, Chase Vick. So the Vikings continue to impress here. That is for sure. Boy, Colton Ellsburn rolling for the JV has a 137 in the 6th frame. Here is Gavin Luzum set to bowl on lane 14. He's got a strike. Here's Kane Monreal-Rice. He's got a strike for the Vikings. And how humble these guys are, too. They aren't jumping up and down. Boy, they're going back and just doing a great job. And here's Dak Saban. Dak Saban, he's got 6 strikes in a row, trying to get 7. Going for a 7-bagger here. Here is Dak Saban. Come on, Dak. Just a little off the head pin and just couldn't do it, but what a great job. 7. He got 6 in a row when he was trying for 7, and he got 7 pins. Here is Alex Mackey bowling on 16. So Alex working on a strike, and he's got another one. So Alex Saban, he's got 3 in a row. He's got a turkey there for the Vikings, and then this will be Jace Buddenberg. He's got 4 in a row. Right now he's got the ham bone, and he is trying to make it a Yahtzee here. 5 in a row. So Jace Buddenberg got a spare in the first and 4 straight strikes. Come on, Jace, let's make it 5. Here's Jace Buddenberg. Yes, he does. He's got 5 in a row. He's got the Yahtzee for the Vikings. Anders Wickland picks up a strike for the Vikings. Now Kane Monreal-Rice set to go. He's working on 2. He's got a double trying to get a turkey for the Vikings here. We are at Kingpin Entertainment Center here, and I'll tell you, if you haven't been down here, you're missing out. Not only on the bowling, but the food, all the things that they have to offer. There's Kane Monreal-Rice with another strike. He's got 3 in a row. And we're into the 6th frame. We're going to take a brief message thanks to these great sponsors. Then we will be right back.
Decorah Sports, brought to you in part by Marshall Electric, Priest and Associate Realtors, Gallery of Tops, Don Jose's Mexican Restaurant, Upper Iowa Marine, Green Lawn Lawn Care, Northeast Security Bank, Ace Hardware and Ace Kitchen Place, Rincess Sales and Service, Saban's Family Table Restaurant, Falconall Service on Montgomery Street, Decorah, Stanley Engineered Fastening, Joe Malloy, American Family Insurance Agency, and Bright Spot Car Wash, home of the monthly memberships. Decorah Sports, brought to you by Miragic Plumbing and Heating, Total Tree Care, Westside Dental, Barney's Bar and Grill, Decorah Tire, Tri-State Doors, Hacker Nelson Company, Don Anderson Insurance, Deco Products, Kelly Real Estate and Building Systems, Toppling Goliath Brewing Company, Grizzly, Paul Hudson State Farm, Hubka Construction, Compi Solar Shop, Olsgaard Auto Sales, and Daryl Farley Construction.
All right, welcome back. We are headed into the 7th frame for most of these bowlers. Some of them are on the 8th frame, and we are getting for the last 2 or 3 frames of these individual matchups. Hi, everybody. I'm Randy Iverson. Glad to be bringing you Decorah High School bowling here from Kingpin Entertainment Center. There's Vic with a strike. Nice job by Chase Vic. Now this will be Tyler Novak set to go. Tyler working on 2 strikes in a row. Smell. Yeah. So Tyler Novak set to go. He's got a 9 pin. 9 count, left the 8 pin. So he left the 8. And now this will be Anders Wicklund set to go. So Anders set here, as well as Tyler trying to get Kane Monreal Rice with the strike here for the Vikings. As we are at Kingpin Entertainment Center High School bowling here tonight, the last dual meet here for the Decorah Viking boys. As we are set to go, Tyler Novak has a 9 count, and he is trying to pick that up. Dak Saban set to go here. He is in the 9th frame, that foundation frame for the Vikings. Yeah, do you smell that too? Yeah. Yeah, it smells like gas. Yeah. Yeah, and there's a nice spare there by Tyler Novak as Dak Saban. Yeah, and there's a strike there for the Vikings. Here's Colton Ellsburn set to go, and he's got a strike that away. Alex Mackey's got a strike for the Vikings. So Alex Mackey, he has 5 in a row now for the Vikings. Boy, he's got the Yahtzee, so the Viking boys really putting on the strikes here as Alex Mackey, he's got 5 in a row. Jace Budenberg has 6 in a row now, 6 strikes in a row. And let's see, then Kane Monreal Rice, he has 4. Man, if I could ever get 4 in a row. Oh boy, there's Jace Budenberg, and he couldn't will that 7 pin down. He got a 9 count, and that 7 wiggled and bobbled, but it did not go down. And so, boy, there's one you don't see. A Waverly bowler. He left the 1 and the 7 and the 10. Wait, no, it's not the 1. It's the 5 right in the middle, the kingpin, and then the 7 and the 10 on each corner in back. Wow, what can you do with that one? Let's see about that. Now Kane Monreal Rice set to go. Here's Jace Budenberg. He got a spare. So Jace had his 6 in a row, then got a 9 count, but he gets his spare to keep that streak going. And now Kane Monreal Rice set to go with 4 in a row. He's got the ham bone. He's trying to get the Yahtzee for 5 in a row. And now Kane is ready. Tyler Novak bowling. He got a strike in the 8th. Kane Monreal Rice gets a 9 count. Man, he just couldn't get that one down. But he'll be set to go. Gavin Lusum ready for the Vikings. He's got an 88 in the 5th, but then a spare in the 6th and the strike in the 7th. Boy, you want to pile up those strikes if you can. Here is Gavin Lusum. He's got a strike for the Vikings. So Gavin Lusum, nice job there. Jace Budenberg set to bowl for the Vikings, as well as Kane Monreal Rice trying to pick up his spare. Many of these seniors bowling here. Here is Kane Monreal Rice, and he's got his spare. That's the way. So Kane had that split in the first frame, and other than that, he has filled in every frame. a couple spares, and 4 strikes. So now here is Jace Buddenberg with another strike for the Vikings. So Jace in that 9th frame has a strike. Alex Mackey has a strike in the 9th. And let's see if Kane Monreal Rice can do it as well. They bowl in groups of 3. And so Kane Monreal Rice is set to go. Alex Mackey's working. He's got a bunch in a row. He's got 177 in the 7th. Here is Kane Monreal Rice. Yes, he's got a strike for the Vikings. Man, are they bowling. Here is Dak Saban. He's got a strike as well. So for the Vikings now, they are just waiting. They've got to pin loose wild wood, dead wood. I think they call it dead wood when it is out past the ball return rack, and they'll have to go down and get that. So they'll walk down and get the pin, and then we'll be set to bowl here as a little bit of a break here as they're walking down to get that dead wood out of there, and they'll slide it in the back into the pin machine and get it to go there, as now we are set to go. Chase Vick will bowl for the Vikings. And Dak Saban, he is set too. Man, he gets that thing out there. He's got a 9 count. Man, does he have a hook on that. And now Chase Vick ready to go for the Vikings in the 10th frame, or 9th frame, excuse me. And he just can't get that one. He had a 9 count, couldn't get that to go. Now for the Vikings, here is Dak Saban going to get his spare. Yes, he does. Nice ball there. Dak Saban finishes with a 224 for the Vikings. 224, great bowling there. And now here will be Tyler Novak set to go. Tyler with a strike in the 8th is going to be there in the foundation frame. Tyler Novak set to go. And that looks good. It is a strike. Boy, it looked good all the way. He's got 2 in a row. He's got a double for the Vikings. He's got 149 in the 7th with 2 strikes in a row. So, boy, he's going to be probably up over 200 again, I would think. Now, here is Gavin Newsom set to go for the Vikings. And Van Steiny gets a 9 count as well. So now Gavin Newsom will be set for the Vikings. He's working on 2 in a row. He only had left 1 open. He's got a split. Now you got a 9 count there. Couldn't get that 7 pin to go. And so he'll have that for making his spare. Van Steiny has the 7 pin as well. And he's got it. Nice job there, Van. Junior for the Vikings. So Gavin Newsom set to go here for the Vikings. We are on the LA Communications YouTube channel here. Thanks to Olaf Johnson making sure we are streaming there. I'm sure appreciate it, as Newsom has a strike there, or spare, excuse me, picks up his spare. Now Alex Mackey and Chase Vick will be ready to go. Tristan Hunter down on lane 9 with the JV ready to bowl as well. And Tristan has a 9 count. Here's Alex Mackey. Oh, go down. Yes, it goes. Oh, it spun around like a top. And then finally went down that 5 pin. Great job. Alex Mackey gets him to go there. There's a strike for Chase Vick as well. And now Alex Mackey into the 10th frame. He's got a 207 in the 8th. And he's working on 2 strikes there. He could have, if he gets a strike here, could have a 237 in the 9th. Could finish with a 267. Man, that would be something. That's for sure. So here is Alex Mackey set to go. And he's got an 8 count there. So Alex will be working on that. Here is Tyler Novak trying to get his spare, and he's got it there in the 9th. Great job there. So he's got a 198 in the 9th. He's over 200 again. He's got a 208 right now with 1 more ball to throw in the 10th frame. Here's Alex Mackey trying to finish up here. We'll see what he ends up with. and he's going to end up with a 253 for Alex Mackey, a 253. Tyler Novak finishes with a 218. I keep putting a 1 there, a 218. So Tyler Novak, a 218. Alex Mackey, a 253. Now Jace Budenberg set to go. Jace has a 209 in the 8th, and he's got another strike. So he's got a 229 for sure. Could be a 239 if he gets another strike in the 9th. So we'll have to wait and see. Gavin Lusum set to go here, trying to pick up his spare in the 9th, and he's got it. So he has a chance with that to get a 196. So all eyes to me on Jace Budenberg trying to pick up another strike, making it a turkey, 3 in a row. Come on, Jace. Yes, he's got it. Man, he's throwing the ball well. All these bowlers are. So here's Gavin Lusum set to go. And he's got a strike. He's going to finish with a 196 for the Vikings. Now Chase Vick will be set to go, but it's Jace Budenberg on lane 15 trying to finish out with another strike. He could end up with a 269 with a strike here. Chase Vick's got a strike. Budenberg, yes, he strikes out. How about that? A 269 is the score. Wow, how about that? So Jace Budenberg, 269. Kane Monreal Rice and Chase Vick, the last two bowlers for the Vikings. But unbelievable. Great bowling here by the Viking boys, at least in my mind. And there is Chase Vick. Come on, get us. Yes, he's got his strike. How about that? He's got 3 in a row. He's over 200 for the Vikings. Here is Budenberg. Is going to get a 7 count there. But, boy, I'll tell you what, that is phenomenal bowling. Chase finishes up, or now this will be Kane Monreal Rice set to go here for the Vikings. He's got to get a spare here. He left 3. Let's see if that would get him over 300. Or 200, excuse me. Man, he's got it. So he's got a 198 with a ball to throw here. Chase Vick, wow, a 242. How about that for Chase Vick? 242. And now Kane Monreal Rice set to go, last bowler for the Vikings. He's over 200. He's got a 9 count. Man, did he have a messenger flying? It almost flew out of the pin holder there. He's going to finish up with a 217. And, man, you look at these scores again. The Vikings, Chase Budenberg, a 269. Kane Monreal Rice, a 217. Gavin Lusum, a 196. Chase Vick, a 242. Alex Mackey, 253. And Tyler Novak, a 218. How about that for bowling? They are going to get set to do our Baker matches. We'll take a quick commercial break. Then we'll be back right after this.
Decorah Sports, brought to you in part by Kingpin Entertainment Center, Voltmer Electric, Dental Associates of Decorah, Farmier Insurance Agent Mike Rakitich, Pennington Repair and Sales, JB Holland Construction, Raymond James DeCoulier and Brent Van Sloten, Elliott Jewelers, Epic Wear, Oneota Financial, Olson Explosives, Countywide Plumbing and Heating, Decorah Bank and Trust, and Hubden Oil.
All right, welcome back. We are between matches here, and I have a guest here, and I have, why don't you tell everybody your name?
Hi, my name is Mari Firehelm. I'm a senior, and I'm on the girls' bowling team.
You are, and boy, your girls finished the season undefeated, and you won the conference title this week, and now next Monday you're headed to districts right here at Kingpin. And really, a predominantly senior group too, and you girls have been bowling together since 9th grade and having a lot of fun. So,
Yep.
Tell us a little bit. You have any future plans yet?
Yeah, so about a month ago, I think, I signed my letter of intent to go to Mount Mercy and bowl there.
Okay.
So I plan to major in nursing. That's as of right now.
Okay,
yeah.
well, good.
Thanks,
So
yeah.
you're here supporting the boys tonight, and I'm sure you'll be bowling over the weekend
Yep.
and stuff. How nice is it to have districts here again at Kingpin?
It's awesome. I mean, it obviously gives us an advantage, but it's nice to be able to bowl home one last time. Like, I'm glad it wasn't just our last time on senior night. So
yeah,
it'll be a lot of fun. A lot of Decorah people here. So
it should be a great day.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, you've got bowling. Then I don't know, maybe you'll go over and see the basketball tonight. The Crestwood Cadets are
Yep.
in town, so should be a lot of fun. Do you have any shout-outs for anybody, Mari?
I want to give a shout out to my teammates. They're awesome. I can't believe it's already our senior year. Time has gone by so fast. I mean, I never listened to anybody when they told me that, but now I can finally say that it does.
And then you get really old like me, and you know how fast it went. That's for sure. But Mari, we wish you and the Viking girls all the best Monday, and should be a lot of fun. You guys have just been so fun to follow for the last 4 years.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Randy.
You bet. You take care. And if any of those other girls want to come over and chat, you just tell them we can do that.
All
All
right.
right.
I'll go let
Thanks,
them know.
Mari.
Thanks,
all right.
Randy.
You bet. Bye. Thank you. That wasn't too bad. You do a great job. You're really good at that. Thank you. All right. That was Mari Firehelm. And we are getting set to go for the Baker matches. And so just to explain for anybody that hasn't listened to our Baker matches, this is the second round of competition. And it pits 5 Decorah bowlers against 5 Waverly-Shell Rock bowlers. And they will each bowl only 2 frames. So 5 bowlers, 2 frames apiece. So they will bowl 1 and 6, 2 and 7, and so on, and they add up those scores then, and they'll bowl 5 Baker matches, 5 of these games, and then they'll add up the totals, and then we'll see which team comes out on top by total pins, and that's where we will be at, the Decorah Vikings and the Waverly-Shell Rock Go Hawks. I do not know what Waverly's scores exactly were, but I don't think they were anywhere near the high pin count that the Viking boys were, and so they're getting ready to set this up. They switch lanes, and many of these bowlers, they have 3, 4, 5, 6 different bowling balls because the lanes do change, and the oil that is down when they bowl that first game is not going to be the same amount of oil in the 6th, 7th, 8th games, and it changes, and they have to adapt with that. And of course, Michael Bruning has talked so much about that in the past, how the lanes change and you have to maybe move on the lanes when you start on your approach, or change balls depending on how the lanes are reacting. These resin balls do so much more spin and so much more break than they used to, that it really has changed the modern game of bowling. That is for sure. So we're getting set to go. We're going to take another quick break here, and then we'll be right back after these messages.
Decorah Sports brought to you in part by Jason Knox and Associates, Casper Plumbing and Heating, Truck Country, Plain One Financial, Wicks Construction, Car Auto Group, Perry Nopok Electric and Solar, The Whippy Dip, Riser Financial, Viking State Bank and Trust, Finhall Construction and Triad Kitchens, Benefits Inc., Bruning Rock Products, and Wise GA.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Sorry for the disconnection there, but Olaf, I think we are back on the air. So, Olaf, get me back if you can. That will be great. So, lost our connection there for just a little while. We are in the sixth frame of the. All right, thank you, Olaf. Sure, appreciate it. We're in the sixth frame of this first of 5 Baker matchups here. Tyler Novak will be set to bowl here for the Vikings. Glad you are with us. Stay with us here. Just had a little electronics issue there. Now we are set to go. Here is Tyler Novak. And he leaves that 7-pin. Boy, hit it a ton and just couldn't get it to go there. And Dak Saban will be set to go. He has got a 9 count as well. He left the 5-pin right in the middle. Either the 1 or the 5-pin, sometimes known as the Kingpin. That's where that comes in. Of course, we are at Kingpin Entertainment Center. But Olaf, thank you very much for all the help. Sure appreciate you watching over this. And we are set to go. Chase Vick now trying to pick up a spare here for the Vikings. And he's got it. That's the way. So the Vikings already about through with this first of Baker matches. And, man, it goes fast here. The Viking boys doing a great job. Chase Vick in the 9th for the Vikings. They have a 238. He could have a 248 with a strike here. So we'll see what happens. But another great, great match for the Decorah Viking boys as they are just on fire here this afternoon. And Chase gets a 9 count, so the Viking boys are going to finish that first Baker match with a phenomenal score for the Vikings as they come up with, as we'll wait to get it back on the screen, a 247. 247 for the boys, Waverly-Shell right now. Got a spare in the 7th. They are a couple behind the Viking boys. They do not switch lanes, go back and forth. So one group, depending on strikes, can really get ahead. And we were off the air there for a little bit. But boy, let's see, 2, 4, 6. The Vikings had 6 strikes in a row. And boy, were they cruising there. So 6 strikes in a row. And then they filled, so they finished with a 247 in that first of the Baker matches. Waverly-Shell has a strike in the 8th, so they've got the foundation frame in the 10th frame.
Realty Realtors, Gallery of Tops, Don Jose's Mexican Restaurant, Upper Iowa Marine, Green Lawn Lawn Care, Northeast Security Bank, Ace Hardware, and Ace Kitchen Plate.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're having a little bit of connection issues here, and I might go to a different setup there to make sure we'll stay connected. We'll try this one more time, Olaf, and then I will maybe go to our hotspot Wi-Fi if this doesn't work. And so we will go that route as the Vikings set to go here in their second of Baker matches as we get trying to troubleshoot here as we keep going, and we'll see what happens. We'll get all ready to go. And there's Jace Buddenberg starting out with a strike for the Vikings. So Jace Buddenberg gets a strike as the Vikings start out here in the second of their Baker matches with another strike. So we'll get everything set up and set to go here. Hey, Ace, how you doing? As we get set, as Kane Monreal Rice will be ready to go here for the Vikings. So we'll see if this works, and if it stays with us, we'll keep it here. Here's Jace Buddenberg. Kane Monreal Rice has got the strike for the Vikings. They had a 247 in their first of these Baker matches, and then they are bowling here in the second as well. So the Viking boys, here is Alex Mackey set to go for the Viking varsity boys. He's got a strike here. And now Colton Ellsburn bowling with the JV is set to go here. So the Viking boys and the JV, they're in the fifth frame, and the Viking boys are working in the third frame. So the Vikings have two strikes in a row, and this is Gavin Lusum set to go here working for the Vikings in this third frame of the second Baker match. He's got a strike. The Vikings 3 in a row. Man, whatever they have and are doing it, boy, they are sure doing well. That is for sure. Tyler Novak set to go here for the Vikings. So Tyler Novak, the senior left-hander, ready to go. Throws it down there looking for 4 in a row, and boy, they did it. They have 5 in a row. 5 in a row now for the Vikings. Wow. 5 in a row. They've got the Yahtzee. Now it'll be Jace Buddenberg. He started off in the first frame. Now he's back here in the sixth. The Vikings 5 strikes in a row, and they have just been incredible here tonight so far. Here is Jace Buddenberg. Oh, and he's got a 9 count. Nice job there, but he couldn't get that 5 pin to go. So he'll have that. Actually, let's see, it's not the 5 pin, it's the 4 pin. He'll have the 4 pin left to go, just a little bit off to the left side. He'll have that for a spare, and we'll see what he can do there as Tristan Hunter bowling for the Viking JV as well. But Jace Buddenberg set to go here for the Vikings. So Jace, and he's got it. That's the way. So the Vikings 5 strikes in a row, and now a spare. And now it'll be Kane Monreal Rice set to go as we are already in the 7th frame of the second Baker matchup. And man, like I said, it goes so fast as Kane Monreal Rice, the senior right-handed bowler for the Vikings, set to go. Two-handed bowler like most of them. He's got a 9 count. Leaves that same 4 pin there. So that is the one that the last 2 bowlers have had trouble getting there, is that 4 pin. Waverly-Shell they're in the 7th frame. They have a 167, or excuse me, a 116. And now the Vikings a 167 in the 7th frame. Kane Monreal Rice trying to get his spare, and he's got it for the Vikings. So that's the way. Tyler Novak set to go here as well for the Vikes. This will be Alex Mackey for the Vikings. Now as they're in that 8th frame here for the Vikes. So Alex Mackey, another senior for the Vikings, set to go here. And Jackson Irvin gets a 9 count for the Vikings on the JV side of it. Here's Alex Mackey. He's got a strike for the Vikings. So the Vikings strike again. Here is Alex Mackey. Gets the hit and gets them all to go. Now this will be Gavin Lusum for the Vikings as they show Belmo, the famous Pro Bowler, on the screen here. A 188 in the 8th with the strike. The Vikings in that foundation frame, the 9th frame. Here is Gavin Lusum set to bowl for the Vikes. He's got a strike again. 2 in a row for the Vikes. And now Tyler Novak will try to finish it off here in the 10th frame for the Vikings. So Tyler Novak going to bowl here for the Vikes. Remember, we'll have bowling after this down on KVIK radio about 6:45. That'll tip off the Viking girls and the Crestwood Cadets. Oh, and Tyler leaves that 10-pin. Man, did he hit it a ton there. But the Vikings have a 235 right now. And we'll see if he can pick up this spare. Man, he hit it just where you wanted to, but that darn 10-pin, you never know. As we said, the 6 can either hit off the rail or go into the gutter, and I didn't see on that one where it went, but it went right past the 10-pin. So Tyler Novak trying to work on that one. Oh, and he's got it. That thing bent. That was like a massive curveball. I know. Dad's sitting here, and I was holding my breath too, but oh, nice job there. That thing, you talk about a breaking ball there. There is the Viking JV getting another strike as Colton Ellsburn gets a strike for the Vikings. Now Tyler Novak getting ready to go here for the Vikings at 2:37 right now in this. It could end up with a 2:47 with a strike. Let's see what happens there. And he gets a 9 count, a 2:46, I think is what the Vikings have there. So a 2:47, a 2:46. Man, that is some really good bowling there by the Vikings as they will go into this third Baker match. A 2:46 is the score. We're going to take a quick break, then we'll be right back.
Rince's Sales and Service, Saban's Family Table Restaurant, Falconall Service on Montgomery Street, Decorah, Stanley Engineered Fastening, Joe Malloy American Family Insurance Agency, and Bright Spot Car Wash, home of the monthly memberships. Decorah Sports, brought to you by Mirachic Plumbing and Heating, Total Tree Care, Westside Dental, Barney's Bar and Grill, Decorah Tire, Tri-State Doors, Hacker Nelson Company, Don Anderson Insurance, Deco Products, Kelly Real Estate and Building Systems, Toppling Goliath Brewing Company, Grizzly, Paul Hudson State Farm, Hubka Construction, Compi Soda Shop, Olsgaard Auto Sales, and Darrell Farley Construction.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are at Kingpin Entertainment Center, and if you are hungry tonight and you want a great meal, come on down here to Kingpin Entertainment Center. They can take care of you, that is for sure. They've got bowling that'll be open after this is done. They've got all the game rooms. They've got golf simulators as well. So Kingpin Entertainment Center here in downtown Decorah as the Viking boys at a 2:46 and Waverly-Shell Rock. Let's see what they finished up in their game. So we'll try to get that score when it's up. Waverly-Shell Rock finishing with a spare. They've got a 151 right now. Could end up with a 161. But the Viking boys in these Baker matches, a 2:47, 2:46. You talk about consistency there. And now Dak Saban's got a strike now on the other side of it for the Vikings as the JV finish up with a 2. Let's see what they have. Is Jackson Irvin. Yeah, they're all done there. Let's see what they ended up with. 187 it looks like. So now they're going to switch again and the Viking boys will rotate over. They'll move down one lane there. And it will start off with Jace Buddenberg as they are set to go. And he's got a strike. There's Irvin with a strike for the JV as well. Now Kane Monreal Rice set to bowl here for the Vikings as they switch around. And we move around as well. So Kane Monreal Rice for the Vikes, as the Vikes can switch lineups. You can change order, or you can substitute a bowler too as well. Here is Kane Monreal Rice ready to go. Strike again for the Vikings. Man, that thing just blew those apart. Waverly-Shell Rock's got a strike to start out too, but a nice crowd here at Kingpin Entertainment Center. In fact, it has grown since we started here, so a big crowd. There's Tristan Hunter. He's got a strike. Now this is Alex Mackey. Yes, he's got a strike. Oh my, the Vikings start out with 3 in a row. And now it will be Gavin Lusum's turn, as they have bowled incredible scores here. And there's a strike again for the Viking JV as Colton Ellsburn puts them all down. Here is Gavin Lusum for a strike. Man alive. They are on fire. Hey, how's my favorite realtor right there? How are you? Sarah Zabornik there. I taught with her for many years. She is a realtor. We have great realtors, but she is just a fun one. Did a lot of work and realty deals with her. There is Tyler Novak with a strike. So the Vikings have a Yahtzee, 5 in a row. Boy, these games don't take very long when you're doing this, that's for sure. So Jace Buddenberg set to go here in the 6th frame for the Vikings. So Jace ready, and he's got it, 6 in a row. The 6-pack, or the 6-bagger for the Vikings, sometimes called a wild turkey. But man, oh man, are they bowling. Waverly-Shell Rock just in the 3rd frame. The Vikings going into the 7th because they're getting all strikes. Here is Jackson Irvin for the JV team ready to bowl. The Viking JV, they had 5 strikes in a row. The Viking varsity have 6. Oh, and he can't get the 7th one to go. Irvin for the JV gets a strike. So Kane Monreal Rice gets a 9 count. And I tell you what, way to bowl for the Viking boys. They've got a 168 in the 6th frame right now. So, wow, here's Kane Monreal Rice set to go. Van Steiny set to go as well for the Vikings. So Kane Monreal Rice trying to pick up his spare. Here is Van's first ball. And he's got a strike. Van Steiny gets a strike for the Vikings. Here is Kane Monreal Rice, and he's got his spare. That's the way. The Vikings 6 strikes in a row and then a spare. And now Alex Mackey will come up for the Vikings here. We are in this 8th frame now for the Vikings. What a fast turn this has been. Alex Mackey, the senior bowler for the Vikings, set to go. A 2-handed bowler as well. So Alex Mackey, he's got a 9 count. He's got a 9, just like Kane Monreal Rice. So he'll have that to try pick up, and nothing wrong with spares, that is for sure. So we'll see what happens. Colton Ellsburn ready to go for the JV on lane 13. So Alex Mackey, you're set to go, and Colton Ellsburn gets a 9 count. Alex Mackey ready to go here for the Vikings. Remember, this is just a boys matchup tonight. The girls varsity bowlers all here, all watching. And, oh, yes, he got it. Oh, man. Oh, hey, hi, girls. Do you want to talk on the radio? Okay, yep, just hang on. We'll go after the boys are done with this one, all right? All right, so now this will be Gavin Lusum. We've got one of the varsity girl bowlers ready to go on the air as well. Here is Gavin Lusum ready to go in the 9th frame, that foundation frame. There's a strike for the Vikings. Oh, that's big in the foundation frame. Now Tyler Novak can try finish it off for the Vikings. And let's see what he can do here. So Tyler Novak, the anchor bowler for the Vikings here, in the 10th frame. The Vikings have a 2:18 right now in the 10th frame. Going into the 10th, there's a strike for Tyler Novak. So the Vikings get the strike there, and there's a strike for Colton Ellsburn again. Boy, the young bowler, just a sophomore, I think, is bowling very well. And so now the Vikings ready to go. Tyler Novak, as Coach Bruning wants a little huddle with his JV team, doing a great job. Here's Tyler Novak, second ball in the 10th frame. Oh, and there's the old Greek church right there. Oh, that's what you call the Greek church. Man, that is, he's got the, on the left-hand side, and boy, it's probably good it happened in the 10th frame. That's for sure. So he's left a 4, 7, 8, and then on the right-hand side, the 6, 10, and now they're going to have Chase Vick come and try pick up this spare, and the Vikings in this one, they have a 248 right now, and they got one. They got a 249. Wow. All right, we have a special guest with us here, and do you want to put that on right there? We can do that as well. And let's see. All right, I've got Riley Averhoff here. How are you, Riley?
Pretty good. How are you?
Well, good. You are, of course, one of the Viking bowlings on the girls' side. You have district play coming up on Monday, and I'm sure your girls are all fired up for that.
Yes, we're very excited. We can't wait.
Well, I'll tell you what, your girls finished the season undefeated. Then you just won the conference championship. You've got to have some high hopes for this coming up on Monday.
We are very excited. We couldn't be more proud with how Wednesday went, and we're hoping that it'll carry over onto Monday as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been fun to follow you and your brother in bowling, and now I can't believe you were a 9th grader, and now you're a senior.
I
and
know.
You're bowling. Boy, you're ready to try get to state again.
It's crazy. Time flies by.
And you've had a busy last year. You've been, I think, the fair queen, and you represented Winneshiek County, and you've done a bunch. Tell us all the things you've been up to.
Yeah, so with the 2025 Winneshiek County Fair Queen, I went down to the state fair, and I got to compete at State Fair for Queens Week to compete for the State Fair Queen. Carly Einke and I have been in a bunch of different parades. We have a bunch of banquets coming up, the beef banquet and the dairy banquet. And then it's pretty much just parades up until fair again.
Wow. Well, that's been busy. And, of course, being a senior, you're involved in all sorts of things. And I know that I know you've got goats at home, right?
Yeah.
Do you
We
show
have
those
17 babies right now.
Because I know when I was out to Cade's graduation, you had a bunch of them. You've got more now.
Yep, 17 babies
my
and
goodness.
6 mamas.
Wow. How about that? And, shifting to the boys' side, look at this bowling for the boys.
They are doing
And,
amazing.
I mean, wow. I hope you girls can dial that up Monday.
I hope
Wouldn't
so.
that be something?
I wouldn't be mad with the 250 Baker's average.
Boy, no, that would be all right. But any shout-outs for anybody?
Just a shout out to my parents, my grandparents, and my great-grandma and great-grandpa up in heaven for being there with me for the last few meets and really watching over me and my team.
Well, you're very fortunate to have such great people watching over you, and your mom and dad, they are the best.
Yes.
So, well, Riley, thank you very much. Thanks for dropping in. Are you coming to the basketball game after this?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
I think I got to go home and get ready for Monday.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, best of luck to you and your team on Monday.
Thank you.
All right. Riley Averhoff joining us there. Thank you very much, Riley.
Thank you.
All right. Sure appreciate it. All right. So Riley Averhoff there on one of the senior bowlers for the Decorah Viking girls, and wish them all the best Monday. We'll have that covered on Monday, district play on the river as the Viking boys getting ready to switch. We will take a commercial break and be right back after these messages.
Decorah Sports brought to you in part by Jason Knox and Associates, Casper Plumbing and Heating, Truck Country, Plain One Financial, Wicks Construction, Car Auto Group, Perry Novak Electric and Solar, The Whippy Dip, Riser Financial, Viking State Bank and Trust, Finhall Construction and Triad Kitchens, Benefits Inc., Bruning Rock Products, and Wise GMC. Decorah Sports, brought to you in part by Dutrack Community Credit Union Decorah, Don Anderson Insurance, Vicks Plumbing and Heating and the Nordic Heart Showroom, Fairway Decorah, Letterworks, Oneoto Physical Therapy, Viking Safe Store, Bonesteiner Implements, Jim's Appliance, JW Kitchens, Fireman's Inn, Hy-Vee of Decorah, Rockweller Appliance and TV, A&J Petersburg Agency and Real Estate, and Kurt Brothers Banks.
All right, welcome back. You can hear the crowd noise. We are in the fourth Baker match here as the Viking boys trying to rack up as many pins as they can. And boy, they have been phenomenal so far. You just want to keep it going for these last two Baker matches. It's Kane Monreal Rice set to go in frame two. And just a little off that head pin. And boy, he left himself quite a little bit of a split there. So he left the 6-10 on the right-hand side, but then the 2-4 on the left-hand side. And so let's see what Kane can do with that. And that's going to happen. That's part of bowling, is getting splits. And so the Vikings have been very, very fortunate here. Early on in the individual matches, they had some issues, but boy, they have sure sailed past those. This is Jace Vick. He's going to try pick up this spare. He must be the split specialist. He's got two of them there. So he got two of the four. Vike's going to leave one open there, but boy, they haven't done that for several games, but it just happens. That is for sure. Here is for the Vikings. Colton Ellsburn, another strike on that JV side. Alex Mackey set to go here for the Vikings. So Alex Mackey trying to get the Vikings back on track, and he does with a strike right there. So the Vikings in this fourth Baker match, they've had in the first three a 247, a 246, and a 249. That is certainly consistency right there. And so now this will be Gavin Luzum. The Vikings, boy, have had a good rotation here. And Coach Bruning, talking to him earlier today, he thought that they might really bowl well. Well, that has certainly been the case so far here. Van Steiny bowling it. Ooh, he left himself a split there. Now Gavin Luzum for the Viking boys. He's got a strike. Man, great hit there. Now Tyler Novak set to go. So Tyler ready to go here for the Vikings as we are already into the fifth frame of this fourth Baker match. And it, like I said, it goes really fast when you get a lot of strikes, and the Vikings have certainly done that through these matches. And, oh yes, he got a strike. That six pin didn't want to go, but he got some help there. How about that? The old magic worked for Tyler that time. That away. All right, now Jace Buddenberg in the sixth. The Vikings working on three in a row. They've got the turkey trying to get the ham bone here. Jace Buddenberg, the senior bowler for the Vikings. And he leaves two. He's got an 8 count. So he'll have that to pick up. He's got the 2-5 that he left there, so he'll try to get that. So the Vikings have 100 even in the fifth frame, and will try to pick up this spare. Will be Jace Buddenberg for the Vikings. The Gohawks doing a nice game. They have 109 with a spare in the fifth. The Vikings, as I said, 100 with a strike in the fifth, and now an 8 count here. So Jace trying to pick this one up, and he's got it. That's the way. Jace Buddenberg has it. And for the Vikings, a nice spare on the JV side by Tristan Hunter. Now Vikings Chase Vick will be set to go here. Boy, they have just had a nice rotation, and bowling Chase Vick set to go here for the Vikings. Chase, a senior as well for the Vikings. Throws it, and yes, he's got a strike. Some pin action there. Chase Vick gets it to go. So Vikings get a strike there out of the senior Chase Vick. And so seniors Jace Buddenberg, Kane Monroe Rice, seniors Chase Vick, Alex Mackey, and Tyler Novak for the Vikings, really having a senior night here, that is for sure. Alex Mackey, another one of those seniors set to bowl here for the Vikings. So Mackey ready to go, the right-handed bowler, and he's got a strike again for the Vikes. So the Vikings pick that one up, and filling is the name of the game. And boy, the Vikings been filling with a lot of strikes, but those spares add up as well. Gavin Luzum set to go here for the Vikes. So the Viking boys had 3 strikes in a row and then a spare, now 2 strikes in a row. Sounds weird, but this is their probably in the lower 200s. Oh, there's a strike for Gavin Luzum. He's got the strike as well, and boy, I'll tell you what, they are just mowing him down here. That is for sure. Coach Michael and Coach Keith Bruning have to be pleased with this kind of production the Vikings have had here tonight. Tyler Novak set to go for the Vikings, already in the 10th frame. Need a spare, maybe a couple strikes in a row. Let's do that. Oh, come on. He got the 9, couldn't get that. Got a 9 count, couldn't get the 6 pin to go, so he'll have that for a spare. So the Vikings, they are over 200 again. So let's see what Tyler can do here for the Vikes. So Tyler Novak trying to extend this game on with a spare here, and if he will, he can get one more ball in the 10th frame. Come on, yes, he's got it. Man, that thing breaks so hard. That is really something. He's got the spare now, so he'll have one more throw in the 10th for the Vikings, and then we'll be in the 5th and final Baker match of this contest here with the Go Hawks. So the Go Hawks in the 8th frame right now, the Vikings in the 10th. And I don't know the Go Hawks overall score, but I don't think it is close to the Vikings pin count. And just by what I've seen here, here is Tyler Novak. One more shot in the 10th. Yes, he's got a strike. That's the way to finish. And the Vikings finish with, I think, a 221. And wow, how about that? Yeah. And a 221 is really good. That's what they do finish with the official score. So they'll have one more set, a 247, a 246, a 249, and a 221. Hard to say that a 221 is a low score. I would take that any day of the week. But we're going to get set here. Waverly's going to finish up, and then we'll be back with our coverage of Decorah High School bowling right after these messages.
Decorah Sports, brought to you in part by Marceau Electric, Priest and Associate Realtors, Gallery of Tops, Don Jose's Mexican Restaurant, Upper Iowa Marine, Green Lawn Lawn Care, Northeast Security Bank, Ace Hardware and Ace Kitchen Place, Rince's Sales and Service, Saban's Family Table Restaurant, Falconall Service on Montgomery Street, Decorah, Stanley Engineered Fastening, Joe Malloy, American Family Insurance Agency, and Bright Spot Car Wash, home of the monthly memberships. Decorah Sports, brought to you by Mirachic Plumbing and Heating, Total Tree Care, Westside Dental, Barney's Bar and Grill, Decorah Tire, Tri-State Doors, Hacker Nelson Company, Don Anderson Insurance, Deco Products, Kelly Real Estate and Building Systems, Toppling Goliath Brewing Company, Grizzly, Paul Hudson State Farm, Hupka Construction, Compi Solar Shop, Olsgaard Auto Sales, and Darryl Farley Construction.
All right, welcome back. We are at Kingpin Entertainment Center, and man, we have seen some fantastic bowling here. The Vikings have one more Baker match, and then, boy, I'm going to scoot down to the high school and get ready to cover basketball. But, boy, the action here has been hot and heavy, and, boy, the Viking boys just have bowled so well here tonight. Don't have any idea where their total is, but we will get set to go. Waverly-Shell Rock in their last ball of the 10th frame. They finished with a 178. Nice score. But, boy, the Vikings, as we said, in the individual games, Jace Buddenberg had a 213 and a 269. Kane Monreal Rice, a 244 and a 217. Gavin Lusum, a 233 and a 196. Chase Vick, a 169 and a 242. Then Alex Mackey, he had a 212 and a 253. And Tyler Novak, a 237 and a 218. Those are in the individual matches, and you throw out two of those scores, and then you go to the Baker matches where they add all of these 5 games together, and the Vikings averaging about a 240 through those first 4 games. I'm not a mathematician, but just adding that up, it's about a 240 average. And so we'll see what happens here in the 5th and final Baker match for the Vikings. It'll be Jace Buddenberg leading it off again. And boy, it's such a big deal to have bookends at that 1st and 5th frame. And Jace Buddenberg has been that. And there's a strike right away for Jace Buddenberg for the Vikings. How about that? And now it'll be Chase Vick up for the Vikings here as we are in this final of these Baker matches. The Vikings going to have a good score no matter what happens here. But, boy, it'd be fun to see them bowl another 200 plus here in this last Baker match. That's for sure. Here's Chase Vick. And he's got an 8 count, so he'll have that for a spare. So the Viking boys have a triangular next week at Cadillac Lanes in Waterloo. And I know that West Delaware is there, and Coach Bruning talked about them being very, very good. One of the top teams in the area, maybe even in the state. And so we'll see how that goes. The girls will have districts here. Chase Vick gets his spare. Nice ball by Chase Vick. Every pin is so big now. Vikings chasing down, trying to get the highest total they can get. And it's going to be a good one no matter what, that's for sure. And so now this will be Alex Mackey up for the Vikings in the 3rd frame. A strike in the 1st, a spare in the 2nd. So Mackey up, and here is his throw down. And he's got a strike for the Vikings. Alex Mackey. The Vikes just continue to impress here with their bowling skill here. Now Gavin Lusum, the junior, the only junior bowling on the varsity side here tonight. That's how good these seniors are. That's for sure. So Gavin Lusum set to go. Vikings working in the 4th frame. And, go down. We got one that will not go. That 6 pin just would not go there for the Vikings. And so Gavin Lusum will have that to pick up his spare as we are live here from Kingpin Entertainment Center. I'd say it's the capital of bowling in Northeast Iowa. That's what I say. That's for sure. And so now here is Gavin Lusum set to go. He's got his spare. And if you can't strike, which I couldn't very often, you got to get a spare, and that's what they did, or you try to get the spare. Make it work the best for you. Now in the 5th frame here, Tyler Novak set to go for the Vikings. So Tyler Novak ready to go here for Decorah. 5th frame. The Vikings have a 70 in the 4th with a strike in the 4th. So, boy, you get back-to-back combination strikes back-to-back. Sorry, it was a spare in the fourth frame. They had a strike in the first, spare in the second, strike in the third, spare in the fourth. So by how they're doing, it should be a strike here now by Tyler Novak. Again, big thank you to Olaf Johnson back at the studios, making sure we are on the air. Sure appreciate it, Olaf. And now here is Tyler Novak set to go for the Vikings. And he's got a strike. That's the way to do it. Boy, they're alternating strikes and then spares, and they are sure getting it done here for the Vikings. As the Viking boys poised to do, I don't know what the score will be, but it's going to be something pretty special. That's for sure here as they have Jace Budenberg on the lanes now, set to go, and a little high, and he's got a 9. Yes, he got it to go. How about that? When you're on fire, you're on fire. That's for sure. Jace had the 6:10 left, and had a messenger come over and hit the 6 and barely hit the 10 and knocked him over. And man alive, that is fun to see that happen. So 2 strikes in a row for the Vikes. They have a strike in the 5th and the 6th. They're already in the 7th frame of this last Baker match. They've got 100 in the 5th frame. They're going to add to that. Here's Jace Vick, and he's got a strike. Kind of just plowed him down there. Great job by Jace Vick, and Coach Bruning gives high fives all the way around, both Michael and Keith. I saw Greg Ace Bruning here as well. And now this will be Alex Mackey bowling in the 8th. The Vikings have 3 strikes in a row. So Mackey set to bowl. There's another strike. The ham bone for the Vikings, 4 in a row. The Vikes have the ham bone, and now Kane Monreal Rice set to go. As the Vikings working here in this last of these 5 Baker matches, as we are getting set. Here is Kane Monreal Rice, and he's got a strike for the Vikes. Oh my goodness, how about that? So the Vikings, just unbelievable bowling here as the chant goes up, let's go Vikes. As they are, I don't know what the scores will be. They're working on, they have 5 in a row. They've got the Yahtzee. And now in the 10th frame, Tyler Novak, the bookend for the Vikings all season long, is just ready to go here. Here is Tyler Novak. Oh, and he can't get that 7 pin to go. Man, he hit it. It was like an explosion, but that darn 7 pin wouldn't go. He's a left-hander. So normally it's a right-hander leaves the 10 pin, the left-hander leaves the 7. And that's what happened there. The Vikings right now have a 227. So that's quite impressive total. I don't know what it'll be, but it's going to be impressive no matter what. That is for sure. Tyler Novak set to go here. Now he's a lefty, and he's got a bowl and get that 7 pin, and that is at the very back on the left-hand side. Harder to get for a lefty, but he's got it. He's got it. How about that? And he'll have one more ball to go, so the Vikings will be over the 230 mark here. And I'll tell you what, this is a special night to be here. So I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea what their total will be, but it's got to be tremendous. Here's Tyler's last ball for the Vikings tonight. Yes, it's a strike. And the Vikings end up with a 239. That's what I hear. That's what I heard. I didn't say. Yeah, how many pins do we know? Wow. So what would be the total there? Do we know? What? 34.94. 34.94. That is a new school record. New school record for the Viking boys. 3,494 pins. 3,494 pins. Wow. How about that? Well, that is tremendous. The boys, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they probably won the match tonight. But I have got to head over to the high school. We've got a doubleheader basketball game to do, so I'm going to pack up. But congratulations to the Decorah Viking boys on a fantastic night. And Olaf, if you'll sign me off, this is Randy Iverson for LA Communications saying thanks, everybody. Good night. I got it. Hey. Woo! King. Yeah.